that I don't care is because everybody has an opinion, number one. Number two, I get paid for mine. Number three, and most importantly, it's my opinion based on the facts as presented. I'm not getting personal. I'm not deriding or denigrating anybody. I'm just calling it like I see it when asked or when it's part of my job.
Who did you have winning?
I personally thought Manny put it out, and I
From
feel like he
fighters
deserved to
and their
win.
trajectory and their potential and their potential earning power. So I'm always like, the judges need to get it right in every scenario.
Stephen A. Smith didn't mince words, declaring that Manny Pacquiao clearly did enough to defeat Mario Barrios. He called out the judges, labeling the outcome a robbery, and said that while everyone is entitled to their opinion, this particular decision doesn't sit right with him, because in his view, Pacquiao outclassed Barrios throughout the fight. Bobby Pacquiao shared a similar reaction, expressing shock at the result and questioning what the judges were watching to justify a draw. He firmly believes Manny did more than enough to earn the win, but admitted that, fair or not, they have no choice but to accept the decision.
Get one. Why do you think the judges saw it the other way for the draw?
I'm long time. I'm a fighter also. I'm a fighter. 14 years in the ring, or 14 years in the ring. But I know the score. You know that. You know the score. So many judges, but I'm surprised that the decision is like that. I'm surprised. But anyway, the judges' decision is now. Let's accept. We'll accept that decision.
You want to see your brother keep fighting?
Right now, just focus with family.
In a post-fight interview, rising star Kermel Motton weighed in on the controversial result of the Manny Pacquiao versus Mario Barrios bout. Motton confidently stated that, in his eyes, Pacquiao deserved the win, though he acknowledged the judges ultimately scored it a draw. His remarks highlight the widening gap between public opinion and official scoring in boxing. Motton also hinted that a rematch is unlikely, adding another layer of frustration for fans hoping to see closure. Considering Pacquiao's age and Barrios' standing as a current champion, the decision not only stunned the boxing world but also potentially slammed the door on what could have been one of the sport's most memorable comeback stories.
Boxing fans here with Kermel Motton. Kermel, just seen a draw between Pacquiao and Barrios tonight. What do you think?
It was a great fight, and Pacquiao put on a hell of a performance, and much respect to Barrios as well. It takes two to tango, so it's just an overall great fight.
Who did you have winning?
I personally thought Manny put it out, and I feel like he deserved to win. But it's boxing, and I'm not mad at a draw either.
Do you want to see a rematch, or do you think they should both fight other people?
I don't think I want to see a rematch. Manny did. It was a great fight. I think we should just leave it at that. I would like to see Pacquiao and Mayweather too. That's really the fight I want to see. And
Kermel on the undercard.
Definitely, absolutely. Yeah, that'd be a huge card.
What do you think of Barrios in there tonight?
I don't know. I think Pacquiao's style was kind of throwing him off. I've heard a lot of very skilled fighters.
Expectations were always going to be hard to manage for 46-year-old Manny Pacquiao. Fans often overlook how time inevitably affects a fighter's speed, reflexes, and power. Yet despite being well past his prime, Pacquiao delivered a performance that exceeded expectations, showcasing skill, heart, and a level of competitiveness that few could have predicted.
Last night was not a great fighter in his prime. He was a great fighter who was just a good fighter who was still a better fighter than the world champion at the time. He was so great in his prime that when he came down levels to being good, he's still better than the good ones. He's still the goodest. That's what you saw, and the fact that when he was fighting in his era, his rivals were also watching that car go by every 3 or 4 months, 2 times a year at 200 miles an hour and catching more glimpses of it. But these young fighters ain't been watching that, bro. Even if they're watching it, they're not living it. They're not studying it. They're worried about their contemporaries and rivals. So for him, this was like, what's Barrios, what's going on? The amount of adjustments that he needed to make, the southpaw, the in and out, the awkward angles, the underneath right jab, like all of this shit is like, wait a minute, what's going on here? And that was a lesson for a young fighter that really he had a privilege to learn. He got a gift last night. Barrios will better from this fight forward than he would ever have been without it. Let me tell you that. This is what happens when you have a phenomenal, unique, absolute anomaly in the sport. That's what Pacquiao is. That's what he proved last night. I'm always the guy who cries when someone is robbed and when the fighter who should have his hand raised doesn't get it raised, and it's a crime to me to steal these from fighters and their trajectory and their potential earning power. So I'm always like, judges need to get it right in every scenario.
Manny Pacquiao's ring IQ, signature footwork, and relentless heart carried him through every round, offering flashes of the legendary fighter who once dominated multiple weight divisions. Despite facing a younger, fresher opponent, Pacquiao impressed fans and analysts alike with his ability to control key moments and dictate the pace of the fight. While no one expected a prime version of Manny to step into the ring, he delivered a performance that more than earned widespread respect. The aftermath of the decision sparked outrage across the boxing world, especially online. One of the most viral reactions came from BKS Secret Sports on X, where a post claiming Pacquiao was robbed and had completely outboxed Barrios quickly gained traction. Fans flooded the thread, echoing the sentiment and expressing disbelief over the draw. One user wrote, "Pacquiao just got robbed. He dominated Barrios, threw better combos, entertained the crowd, and was clearly the superior fighter tonight. Super rigged." Despite ongoing debates about power punches and punch count, one point united most fans: Manny simply looked like he did more. Critics argued he didn't push for a knockout or turn up the intensity in the final rounds, but his performance was far from passive. He moved smarter, landed cleaner and more effective combinations, and controlled the tempo for much of the fight. What puzzled many was how Barrios managed to be scored evenly, despite appearing less effective throughout. Even if age or a conservative strategy kept Manny from going all out, round after round, he still seemed to outperform Barrios in nearly every meaneful category.
I thought Manny won.
It was fine. I think Manny did a good job towards the end. Last round I gave it to Barrios, but the last 5 rounds,
Yeah,
the 12
I had the same way.
it was Manny Pacquiao. I thought Barrios was gonna take it, but you know, I don't know what happened.
Well,
Great job by Manny Pacquiao. He's 46 years old.
4 years old, 46.
I mean,
And you know boxing, so people can't say that
yeah.
that you're biased or you're just
No,
a
I
straight.
think he did great.
I think
For
he
his
won.
age, you know.
Regardless.
Not the money that we used to know, but you know, thank God he didn't lose.
No, he didn't lose. It was supposed to. Jeff Horn, he didn't lose. Bradley won, he didn't lose. And tonight, he didn't lose.
Yeah.
Another furious fan didn't hold back in his reaction to the controversial scoring. His outrage echoed the frustration felt by thousands of viewers around the world who believed the decision was blatantly unjust. Taking to social media, he unleashed a blunt and fiery post, writing, "The judges in Las Vegas must be on drugs, maybe they were paid off." Manny Pacquiao dominated Barrios. He won 11 out of 12 rounds, if not all of them. What an absolute disgrace. Round-by-round analysis from boxing experts supported the fan sentiment, with many agreeing that Pacquiao clearly secured at least 6 rounds. Throughout the fight, he landed clean, effective shots with his trademark speed and dazzled the crowd with slick combinations. Even Mario Barrios, in his post-fight remarks, acknowledged Pacquiao's incredible skill and surprising punching power. What fueled fan outrage even more was how razor-thin the scorecards turned out to be. Had just one more round been given to Pacquiao, he would have secured the win. Instead, the narrow margin left fans feeling robbed of a rightful victory and soured what could have been another triumphant chapter in Pacquiao's legendary career.
Opponents have to face. And then all of a sudden, Manny just starts cooking. He's just like, and Freddie said it, like he has this good 6th round, and Freddie was just like, you get him with a 5-punch combination, I think you can get him out of here. Now, I don't know if he was ever at that point. I can't say that Barrios was ever really in danger, but I think Freddie was right. Like, I just think that if Manny showed the threat, I just think it froze Barrios for all these rounds. So he had a run of like 4 straight. And at my point, he's up on the scorecards, 87-84, which meant all he needed was one more round, in my mind. And I was pretty in line with the TV broadcast. I think that we had a little bit of a swing on 8. I think 8 was a little closer, or 9 was a little closer, excuse me. But all he needed was one more round. And and mind you, I bet on him, but I was like, you know, Barrios comes out in the 10th. His trainer's like, hey, man, you can't get can't respect this guy. And it's tough because Manny pulls these tricks like where he's like trying to delay coming out of the ring because his tape's messed up, or he's like messing with the guy saying, hey, you're hitting me low, and even the ref would be like, Manny, I'll determine if he's hitting low. But he's so charming. You just look at him and you're like, I can't get mad at him. But Barrios comes out in that 10th, had some really good body work, and you're like, all right, I think he took that one. So then it's 96-94. Get to the next round, Barrios, he has some that was the closest that you could have probably leaned Pacquiao, in my mind. But Barrios had some flurries. It just looked like he was getting better up. It kind of looked like Manny was starting to wear down a little bit. Just looked like he didn't have, because I think it's just at 46. I just don't think he has those combinations the same way. Super entertaining. Had the time of my life watching him because he didn't embarrass himself. And I know a lot of people, I think the vast majority of people think that he won. I think the reaction to everybody was like, Barrios, you couldn't mess with a 46-year-old like Manny. They always say like, oh, you got to beat the champ. It's a stupid thing. I hate that, but people believe in that. Oh, you got to take the belt. I think a lot of people thought it like, you got to annihilate a 46-year-old or the 46-year-old should win.
Before Manny Pacquiao stepped back into the ring, there was no shortage of concern from fans and boxing experts. Many cautioned against the risks of competing at his age, especially against a younger, more active opponent. But Pacquiao silenced the doubts. Not only did he go the distance, he looked sharp, focused, and remarkably well conditioned. His trademark footwork was still there, his timing was on point, and his ring awareness never wavered. What many feared would be a sad farewell turned into a powerful statement. Instead of fading quietly, Pacquiao delivered a performance that reaffirmed his place among boxing's active elite, adding a new layer of respect to his legendary legacy.
Guys, I'm going to try and articulate what I've just seen to you, but it's really, really hard because when something defies logic and something defies what you were expecting, going into this fight, I was more worried about Manny Pacquiao's health rather than whether or not I thought he could win this fight. So to watch it and watch something quite incredible, I'm really going to struggle through this video. I've got a couple of interesting things to say. I've got a few insights to give to you. But the number one thing people that are clicking on this video who haven't seen the fight will probably be thinking is, was this legitimately a draw? And I'm going to try and answer that question for you in this video. Hello everyone and welcome back to A Guy Called Henry. This is my instant reaction to Manny Pacquiao versus Mario Barrios. So please smash a like on this video, subscribe to A Guy Called Henry if you're new, and get your comment in the comment section below. Do you think Pacquiao won this fight? And what do you think he should do next? Guys, I cannot believe what I've just seen. I'm absolutely blown away. I'm so impressed. Manny Pacquiao at 46 years old had come back in the ring, and he would have broken the record as the oldest champion of all time, I believe. He would have broken his own record at the very least as the oldest welterweight champion of all time. And coming into this, I suspected that he had absolutely no chance. I thought after the Rukia Ampo fight that I saw, after the fact that he lost 4 years ago, I think it was, to Dennis Ugas, who Barrios had beaten, I don't think there was any chance of him winning this fight. But sometimes there's people out there that just defy everything you think and know. And I thought this fight was a gimmick. I thought this fight was a joke. And I can understand why people will question the credibility, the legitimacy of this result, because it is that mind-blowing. But go and watch this fight for yourself. See it with your own eyes. Manny Pacquiao was very good in there. He was very good in there. Is he the prime Pacquiao of old? No, because prime Pacquiao of old would have absolutely destroyed Barrios tonight. But Manny Pacquiao legitimately did well in that fight. Do I agree with the scorecard? I'm going to let you know what my scorecard was at the end of this video, but just talking in terms of what was happening in there. It was an interesting fight where Barrios was trying to use straight punches to keep Manny at bay, and he tried to counterpunch Manny. Manny would do his classic lunging in that he'd always do, and as he'd land those shots or hit the guard, Barrios would look to counter him immediately with straight shots. He'd also throw hooks to the body of Manny and straights to the body of Manny. Manny used a few veteran tactics in there to try and navigate those difficult rounds. He'd say, oh, it's a bit low, it's a bit low.